Yeah, baby! I got so much time. Shit. What I mean there is like I always have so much stuff on my phone that sometimes I'll like start a video and there's a time limit on it and it's like you only have 4 minutes, but I got tons of fucking time right now, dude. This is great. So I did see. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I saw a hunting in Venice last weekend, and it was awesome, but I have some things to say about it and the theater in general, obviously, because I always do. So, I also want to start this video saying that I'm an ignorant American, okay, and I'm not going to be saying it Branagh. I'm not saying that throughout the video because it just does not sound natural in my entitled American tongue. So I'm going to say Branagh, okay? Kenneth Branagh directed this movie. So, I wrote down obviously everything that was before the movie. Um, so I not only are there 24 minutes of previews, but there's even more time of even before the previews is like just flat out advertisements. Now, I'm not entirely against this. I understand they need the ad revenue to keep our theaters open. And I would be so upset if our theaters ever actually, completely closed, which would just break my heart entirely. Hey, do you want to be in my vid? But you didn't see the movie, little girl. You can still be in the vid, though. I will not let all of the theaters, all of the cinemas in the US close without a fight. So obviously they need to have advertisements. That's just a necessary evil, okay? But I'm saying like they could get a lot more creative with it and do it in a way that would not deter people from going to the actual physical cinema. I don't know why there isn't more effort to get people to go. Yo, if you put one of my fave people, Nicole Kidman, in an advertisement for cinemas before the movie in the actual physical cinema, that ain't gonna help people to come to the cinema. No one at home is gonna see that advertisement and be like, oh yeah, okay, I want to go to the cinema. You have to do some other form of promotional things. Listen, I watched a ton of things when I was in LA and also when I just went to New York on vacation for when I was there for like 3 days because I saw billboards. And I've never seen the amount of promotional billboards for television shows and movies as I've seen in New York and Los Angeles. So I don't know why they don't put those billboards, those advertisement billboards in other cities. Like, what is the problem? You know what? I saw like one um, in Calgary, but it wasn't a billboard. It was like just like a sign on a bus stop. You could do that in the US, but anyway, I digress. Okay, let me tell you all the advertisements that were before the movie. It wasn't before the movie. This is before the previews. Okay? I literally wrote all of them down. Okay. Anti-texting and driving. Something called Mounjaro. No idea what that is. A Hyundai commercial with Kevin Bacon. Halloween time in Disneyland advertisement. I don't know why the fuck they're nationally. Actually, I do know why the fuck. They're nationally distributing advertisements for Halloween time in Disneyland because Disneyland is struggling. They're desperately trying to get people to go there because the tickets are too fucking expensive and it's too fucking confusing to have fun there. So they're like, why don't we put ads in front of the TV commercials in front of the previews and see if anyone comes to visit? Good luck. Okay, so what is that? We've got Texting and Driving 1, Mounjaro 2, Hyundai 3, Halloween Time in Disneyland 4, Season 20 of American Horror Story. It's not season 20, but it's a high number, and I no longer like that show. It bothers me. Um, Wendy's, Subaru, ADT, Mountain Dew, Starry Soda, um, the Trolls, the new Trolls movie, but it's also with the promotional whatever, I can't remember. Goosebumps, that actually looks dope. I want to watch it. Anti-foam use during the movie, Prime, and Pepsi. So I lost count. I forgot to count. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We get 15 ads before the previews. Okay. And then we got the previews. So this is going to be a long video in case y'all didn't pick up on that yet. Okay. They've also been doing this shit. I actually didn't see it this time specifically. I don't know why, but I didn't. Maybe because they thought it was going to be a lower box office earnings. But anyway, they're doing these like the fucking Maria Menounos shit. I truly, honest to God, wish that I could never see Maria Menounos ever again in my life, including on a screen. Okay? Because I'm tired of that shit. Danny, I'm so glad you're here. You look so great. Look how great she looks. I don't want to see her shit. Her laugh is fucking annoying. I hate every single advertisement she's in. I hate when she's interviewing and when she, the actors or TikTok stars or whoever the fuck it is she interviews on the pre-previews shows. Okay, pre-previews videos. All of it annoys me. I don't think anyone, literally anyone, is entertained by that. Hand on the heart, okay? I do not think anyone is entertained by that. Do you understand me? I mean, is entertainment, is that even still a thing now that we have social media? I digress. Okay, so I had a rather unfortunate realization. I can't remember if it was during this movie or right before this movie, but so we had all those commercials that weren't even the previews, and then we had 24 minutes of previews. Why the fuck are y'all surprised that no one's coming to the cinema? Like, no one wants to watch Maria Menounos and M&M's commercials. Listen, Maria Menounos, you're good at what you do, but, like, maybe you should try something else because I'm tired of this shit. I am truly tired of seeing her. I'm tired of seeing M&M's commercials. I'm tired of seeing trash, like, commercials, trash previews. Like, listen, it used to be such a thing to like remind people not to use their cell phones in the cinema while the movie is playing. Okay. I remember there was one about with a football player, and that was these were started in like the aughts, okay, because that was when everyone started having cell phones on them at all times. All right. So that was starting in the aughts, and now I now that they put this one advertisement that was like, please don't use your phone during the movie, I forgot that they even did that. And I wish they would do that more. But they really don't. It's like an afterthought at this rate. Okay, let me read to you what previews there were. There was a preview for The Holdovers, which looks exactly like what it is. There's a preview for Five Nights at Freddy's, which actually looks very dope, and I cannot wait to see Josh Hutcherson in it again. He's so hot. I wonder if he's single. Okay, there's some movie called Saltburn that looks very artistic. It wasn't even clear to me what that movie was about, but it looked cool. The Color Purple looks like a mess. At minute 16, okay, minute 16 of the previews, we got an advertisement for, we got a trailer for Marvels, which looks like trash, frankly. I don't know if the big cinemas are aware, but there's this new phrase going around, this new hot button phrase. It's called superhero fatigue, which means literally what it means. People are tired of this shit. Okay, you can obviously you're gonna get the diehard like, sweaty basement trolls coming to see the superhero movies, but like holy shit, y'all need to put your eggs in some other baskets. Like y'all have been relying solely on the superhero movies for so long. And then you're also wondering why like cinemas aren't doing that well. I'm like, really? Really? Okay. So, the creator looks dope. I cannot wait to see that movie. I think Villeneuve directed that. It looks like fire. I can't wait to watch it. I hope it makes shit tons of money. I think that it will. But it looks really scary and really heartbreaking and really thought provoking as well. So I'm amped for it. Can't wait. Okay. Then we got another Pepsi commercial. Don't go. She's going. Ooh, she drool. That's her drool. She's a happy cat. So then we got a commercial for Regal Unlimited. So let me just recap here. I hope someone's gonna watch this because it's getting crazy. So for trailers recap, we have The Holdovers, which is a coming of age movie. We have Five Nights at Freddy's, which looks like, horror, thriller, comedy, video game spin-off fun. We have Saltburn. We have The Color Purple. We have Marvels and The Creator. And then we get a Pepsi commercial. And then we get a Regal Unlimited commercial. And then 24 minutes after that. 24 minutes in to previews. Not just commercials. I didn't time the commercials time. Okay? But like, 24 minutes is way too fucking long to be spending on trailers. I wish I knew how long it used to be. But like, it definitely used to not be that long. There used to be like, I want to say maybe 10 minutes of advertisements. Sorry, of trailers. There used to be, you guys know, back in my day, there were zero advertisements. Not zero advertisements, but there weren't commercials. There weren't really formal commercials before the trailers. There were advertisements. A lot of like local places would be like, come on down to Johnny's Pizza or like Farm and Fleet, like deal this weekend or whatever the heck. And they would also do movie trivia, which I miss. I miss movie trivia. Where they would have questions and then if you were really cool, you would scream the answer out so everyone else in the theater would know. I wish they'd bring back movie trivia because that was so much fun and like just a thing, like having ads like just flash on the screen, like silent, almost print ads flash on the screen was so much less annoying than M&M's commercials and Maria Menounos. But we don't have that anymore. R.I.P. And I don't know why this has to be said, but it has to be said. Is like, listen, yo, movie studios, advertisement distributors, whoever the fuck, I don't care. People don't want to watch 24 minutes of trailers and then see a concessions advertisement and then see the Regal Unlimited advertisement. and then often see the director introduce the movie before the movie's on. People don't want to watch that. Do you understand that? They don't understand it because they keep doing it. And like, they used to have it down to such a good system. And I honestly think that it would, if they reapplied the system they had 12 years ago, it would go off, it would come off better than the system they have now, which is shocking because usually they're like so advanced and so on top of it that they fucking know what they're doing. But now they're just like flailing with their arms tied behind their backs and blindfolds on, and they're thinking everything's working, and it totally isn't. Listen, what's confusing here is that the movie itself, say you want to go see a movie at 7 p.m., okay? The movie itself will not start until 7:25. And if you're someone who doesn't go to the cinema, you might actually think, and I've also seen this done too, that the movie itself starts at 7 o'clock. Shocking, I know. Shocking, I know. But like, the trailers start at 7 p.m. and 25 minutes later. You heard me right, okay? We're up to 25 whole goddamn minutes of trailers and commercials before the movie starts. Then the movie starts. I'm saying I've seen it listed as like, the movie will start at 7 o'clock and the previews will start at 7 o'clock. So someone who maybe doesn't often go to the movie theater and is there a little bit before 7 o'clock, who then gets 25 minutes of commercials, trailers, is going to be like, well, shit, no wonder I stay at home all the time streaming. Duh! The good news is about the movie that I actually made this video about is that I actually really liked it. It's directed by Kenneth Branagh, who I kept calling Lockhart in my notes, but his name is Kenneth Branagh, and he's great. I now love him more than I did before, because he actually knows what a quality film is. He actually recalls how to make a quality film. He knows what people like me want to see, and he made that movie. Okay? He made a movie that people actually want to see and want to watch, and I was critical. This is the realization I had either during the commercials or no, it was during the movie. Honestly, I am pretty much always, like 100% of the time, going into a movie thinking I'm gonna hate it. I'm not even kidding you. And I'm this diehard fan, obviously, who loves cinema, and I would love to even see a shitty movie over no movie because it all of it fascinates me, and I like to go to somewhere that's not where I have to be, like my work or my house, okay? And that's the cinema, all right? The cinema is my real church, all right? But I'm just saying, like, I go into it thinking I'm gonna hate it, thinking I'm not gonna like it, okay? My knee jerk now is I will probably either dislike or hate this movie. Isn't that sad? When I thought of that, it kind of broke my heart. I was like, shit. But it's true, okay? It's true. So yeah, the good thing is that I am not going to even talk about, like, usually I'm like, oh, this, that, and the third sucked about this movie, but this movie was awesome, and I loved it, and maybe I'll go see it again. It's based on an Agatha Christie novel, so, like, no surprise that it's, like, actually good, and, had a good, clear flow to it. And I didn't feel like Branagh was messing with us. There weren't really masturbation stations, honestly. I mean, one could argue that a lot of things are masturbation stations, but I didn't feel like my time was being wasted. I didn't feel like there were superfluous scenes that were just there to be superfluous because it was fun for the whole crew and the actors and the directors to shoot them. I felt like this is a very cohesive, very fun movie um, that I just really enjoyed. I love seeing the so this movie takes place in the 40s. So obviously they're like, kind of Tina Fey is really doing she's really the only one who really was really like doing the 40s dialect, but that was a lot of fun to hear. But so it takes place at this like haunted house in the 40s, and they're having a psychic come to, do a seance. Seances were really popular back in the day. And then the psychic does arrive and they start their little seance, and then she's killed by someone in the house, and there's a terrible storm going on. So the authorities can't come till the morning, and the phones aren't working that well. It's a great movie. Okay, something I didn't notice that I didn't know before that I noticed in this movie is Tina Fey has a pretty noticeable scar right here. And I've been watching her like almost my whole life, and I didn't notice this scar until this movie. I'm pretty sure it wasn't makeup. Tati has a scar. See that? Now you're gonna see it. But I bet you didn't before. But yeah, Tina Fey has a scar right here, and I love scars. I love facial scars. Jamie Dornan, oh, he's so hot. He's so great. It was so great to see him it was so great to see him not being Christian Grey. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. Jamie Dornan, cutie pie, he's got a scar right here. And he's got a scar right here. If you look carefully in that movie, you can see everybody's scars. There were cool shots of like clocks. I love clocks. I'm weird like that. But like a cool clock. I don't know if it really was actually from the 30s or the 40s or whatever, but a clock that looked like it was from that era. So we saw a clock. There were a lot of cool shots. I believe they're called duchies. I've actually been trying to do a duchy this whole time. I'm holding my phone up with my arm though, so you can't really. There. We'll call that a duchy. Maybe this is more. There we go. That's more of a duchy. More of a duchy. A duchy is a weird camera angle. It's when it's at a really large slant. Okay? And that's actually for the purpose of disorienting and confusing the audience, because we're used to shots being nice and unique. Where Tati's also in weird ass fucking position that no one is ever in cinematically. But like we're used to having like very clear, very concise shots that are straight to the point and quite boring, honestly, like this. But this is real cool. We don't see these in the cinema often. You know what? There was also a rabbit in this movie, like a soft toys rabbit. Yeah. What was it called? I forgot what it was called. I wrote down its name. I like seeing toys I didn't mean to get that shot. On the cinema, in the movies. There were just so many beautiful shots in this movie. Like, so there was a really cool chandelier. There was a freaking cockatoo. I miss animals being in movies so much, thanks PETA. But like, it really is partially PETA's fault. But I love seeing the cockatoo. There's a real cool cockatoo in this movie. And what else is in this movie that was cool? just, I mean, the house is beautiful, obviously. I generally love movies that only take place in a house or mostly take place in a house, like the Paranormal Activity movies. Um, Shoot, I really thought I wrote down the name of that rabbit toy. Maybe I didn't. But there was a cute rabbit toy in it, is my point. I don't know if y'all have read any Agatha Christie. Honestly, I knew what was going on, like, before. Probably before everyone else did, but I've read Agatha Christie, and I'm trained in screenwriting, so I pretty much always know exactly what's gonna happen before it does. Shoot, I wish I could remember the name of that movie that came out. I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna remember it. Hold on. Yeah, it's lost me. A movie came out a few years ago called a name I can't remember, but Stephen Yuen, isn't it? It's a movie about Korean immigrants who are farmers. Shit, it's the name of a plant. The movie is the name of a plant. Anyway, I was watching that a while ago, like more when it had more recently come out, and at the very beginning, the parents were telling this little boy, they were like, "Don't run." I was like, "Oh, he has a heart condition," because that's what it always is. And sure enough, I was right. Look who came back. She's not sure how she feels about this camera thing. Do you want to sit? Come here, Danny. Anyway, loved this movie. I thought it was so much fun. Again, though, it was unfortunately kind of ruined by the commercials and the trailers, and I wish they would tone that the fuck down. This movie was actually more about the commercials and the trailers than the actual movie. But again, that's because the movie was good. And when a movie is good, I don't actually have a lot to say about it. Okay? I mean, I can, offer certain things. God, what could I say that was, like, not great about this movie? I can't really say anything, honestly. I mean, if it's not your thing, if you're someone who's like not into Agatha Christie and you don't love mysteries, and you don't like the spooky stuff, like I get that, then this movie is probably not for you. And if you don't like duchies, because there were so many duchies in this movie, but they looked great. Honestly, they looked phenomenal. They looked beautiful. It was a much more creative camera angle choice than other movies offer. So even if you don't really like this type of movie, like literally go see it just for the duchies, and I'm serious. I'm serious AF. What was also cool about this movie is there were a few jump scares that actually scared me. They were not done in the really overly traditional way that jump scares are done, but they were done in a really cool way that like actually scared me. So that was a lot of fun. That was a whole lot of fun to see. Like I said, I love seeing scars, fam. Like there were a lot of shots of like just the actors' faces, which is actually fun. And we actually love that. And like I've said in other videos, like we worship us. We worship us. And going to the cinema is one of those ways that we worship us. We worship human beings. Everyone does. Everyone does. Even if you're not a cinema person, if you're a sports person, you see their faces in sports. If you're a politics person, you see their faces in politics. We really need to have faces that we look at that we'll likely never come into contact with, but we can enlarge them too, right? That when they are enlarged, because they are enlarged if they're on television or on a cinema screen, okay? because we love us and we love to watch us, all right? I love to watch cats too. Oh shit, look at this shot, son. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Danny's taken my notes, so I can't even tell you what more of my notes are. But see, look. She took them. It's okay, she can have them. If you like scary movies and you like really fun, like, movies that have kind of a more authentic feel to them. I've been wearing this the whole time because I like actually wear this when I go to bed. Just like, by the way, definitely go watch this movie because it's absolutely worth a watch. And Kenneth Branagh is like my new favorite director. Like, he's such a badass and so great at what he does. I don't even know what his techniques are, but like, he's great. And I'm always super impressed when I see someone who not only directed the movie, but also starred in it, and he also starred in it, and he also, oh, thanks be to God, I almost forgot to mention this, did a French accent the entire time. And he did a really great job. So, y'all should definitely go see this movie, but remember to be probably at least 20 minutes late unless you really want to see the previews. So you're actually still excited when the movie comes on. This is the last thing I'm going to say. With all these advertisements, these commercials, advertisements, and previews, it gets people out of their excited state to see the movie. So they're immediately in a worse mood when the movie actually starts, which is bad for the cinemas.